Is the GoPro Creator Edition still worth buying in 2023? Let's find out. I think naturally as creatives, we want unlimited opportunity to go in whichever direction we want to go in. This, however, creates a bit of a problem. You can have so many different options, you don't even know which direction to go, and it can become so overwhelming to the point that you never actually get anything done. Over the years, I worked to build my filmmaking and videography career to a point where I was able to get a hold of all the different tools that I could ever dream of. It gives me a lot more options to create high-end content in all sorts of different areas. But the problem is you end up with so many different options that you lose that kind of essence of creativity that you had when you first had your very first camera and only one option. The fact that I've managed to build up this huge tool set often actually makes it harder for me to choose what I want to bring with me whenever I go on trips. This is hopefully going to clear it all up for me. I'm just going to grab the one camera and go. So I'm going to be honest with you, I did not purchase this system as the Creator Edition. I already had the GoPro Hero 10, but I purchased the Media Mod and the Volta battery, which is pretty much the Creator Edition minus the LED light that goes on the top. Typically, I will use GoPros in a lot of scenarios, even professional applications, but mostly as its main use as an action camera without all of this additional setup. The benefit of that is it's super rugged, as GoPros have always been, but the downside is you can't get decent audio in, and also the battery life is pretty terrible. There are loads of times when having a mirrorless camera is just impractical because of its size and because of the time it takes to set up. So I've often wanted to use the GoPro out and about, but because of the limitations, I've often opted not to use the GoPro. Hopefully this Creator Edition will change everything. So let's go back out and give it a test. So we are filming now with a Media Mod on, a wireless microphone and the Volta. Once you rig everything up, the GoPro actually becomes quite big, but it's not unmanageable. It seems like the grip is really nice to hold. The fact that the GoPro swivels on the Volta is super handy as well. Comes with legs, like a little tripod. A thing that I wasn't expecting is how much bulk there is around the camera itself, once you add all the cables and everything like that. Overall, it's a pretty cool little compact system that should be quite usable. If you've never been to Amsterdam before, I definitely recommend going to Vondelpark. Basically like Amsterdam's version of New York's Central Park. One thing I am noticing is that there's audio meters here at the bottom of the screen, which is showing me that it is picking up my DJI mic feed, which is awesome. This thing is dope. On the back of the Volta, you have your classic power button, which gives you your start and stop. You also have a battery indicator, which will tell you how much battery left on the Volta. It also looks like it gives you a little red light to show that you're recording, which is cool, as well as your mode selector and Bluetooth connections. So this thing can actually act as a Bluetooth remote. The whole device with the Media Mod on isn't water resistant, which is a bit of a shame. But if you take the Media Mod off and then just use the Volta, it comes with a little pass-through door on the side that is pretty sealed actually. For some reason at this point, the GoPro stopped recognizing the audio input source from my DJI mic. I think this had something to do with the fact that I switched modes with the GoPro from time-lapse mode back to video mode. This must be some sort of a bug in the GoPro software, either with the Media Mod, the Volta, or the actual GoPro itself. So, do I think the GoPro Creator Edition is still worth buying in 2023? And who's it going to be best for? Well, like anything, it depends on what your use case is. But for GoPro, I would say its strongest case is its versatility. With the Creator Edition, you basically get two cameras with one. You get your everyday out and about vlogging camera that can work well for all sorts of different scenarios. And you get your rugged action cam that's waterproof and can pretty much withstand any situation. It's definitely not without its quirks though. Here are some frustrations I had with it. First of all, the Volta disconnecting from the GoPro. There were instances that I had whenever the GoPro was off, When I wanted to turn it back on remotely with the Volta, it wouldn't connect up. I had to then go and turn the GoPro on separately and repair the Volta to the GoPro, which was an extra tedious process. As you saw earlier in the video, I had issues with my external microphone disconnecting or freezing up after I changed some of the menu settings on the GoPro. This meant that I got zero audio input from either the GoPro onboard mic or the external microphone, leaving me with just an image and no audio. Also, maybe it's just me, but the Media Mod has a USB-C port on the back. So you would think that you would be able to plug a cable in to offload the footage from the GoPro using this. But from my experience, I found that all that can go through there is power, and there's no option for data to run through as well. So in order to get the data off of the GoPro, I had to first unscrew the GoPro Media Mod from the Volta and then remove the GoPro from the Media Mod, which is a bunch of unnecessary extra steps. Finally, and this is quite small, but because this is a battery bank essentially, and it has a USB-C import for charging, I would have thought that you would have been able to charge other things with this device as well, such as tablets, phones, or whatever. But unfortunately, if you plug this thing into anything else, you'll get no charge from it, which I think is a missed opportunity, especially as you are essentially carrying along an extra battery pack as well. Anyway, I hope that helps you decide whether or not to buy the GoPro Creator Edition. I'm definitely going to be keeping hold of this, and I'm excited to use it on the next up-and-coming trip I have. If you have any more questions about the GoPro Creator Edition or the GoPro Media Mod or any of those accessories, please leave those down below. I'll definitely check those out. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching.